If you think joint pain comes from aging, wait until you learn the truth. It's the habit of staying still that silently destroys your joints every single day. If you want to save your legs, you need to hear this. I am Ethan Marshall, a 60-year-old physician in the United States who has spent more than 3 decades studying health and the body's ability to heal itself. And I want to begin with a truth that leaves most patients stunned when they hear it. The majority of severe joint pain they experience is not caused by moving too much, but by staying still for too long. It may sound counterintuitive, but it is what I have consistently seen throughout my career. If you want to continue receiving content that helps you understand your body and restore your health naturally, please subscribe, like, and share to help us spread this valuable knowledge to more people. Returning to the issue, most people with arthritis share the same instinctive habit. When pain appears, they stop, limit movement, and try to keep their body as still as possible. And I understand that. When a joint throbs, the human instinct is to protect it by immobilizing it. But what few realize is that this very reaction initiates a vicious cycle that makes the pain more persistent. I have met many patients in their 50s, 60s, even 70s who come into my office with anxious expressions, admitting they almost don't dare move when the pain starts. Yet after only a short period of easing their fear and reintroducing gentle movement, their joints warm up, become more flexible, and their pain decreases significantly. The difference does not come from medication or procedures, but from their willingness to move despite the discomfort when their joints begin to complain. Clinical evidence shows that more than 70% of older adults reduce movement excessively during painful episodes, leading to stiffening joints and poorly nourished tissues, which worsen inflammation. You can imagine a door that hasn't been opened for a long time. It begins to rust, stick, and becomes difficult to operate. Our joints behave the same way. When you sit still for too long, blood, your joint's main source of nourishment, can no longer reach them adequately. The body enters a stagnant state, like standing water turning murky over time. In the ancient natural healing texts I've studied for many years, one principle appears repeatedly. The body can only truly recover when internal circulation is maintained, even in small but consistent amounts. This applies to blood circulation, lymphatic flow, and the joint tissues that have endured silent strain for decades. What is striking is that most patients fail to notice this gradual change. They only sense they are becoming less flexible, without realizing it stems from immobility. The less they move, the more their joints deteriorate, and the more they deteriorate, the more fearful they become of movement. The cycle tightens day by day. Before we go deeper into recovery methods, I want to ask you a reflective question. When joint pain strikes, what is your first reaction? A. Immediately stop all movement. B. Try gentle motion despite mild discomfort. Leave a comment choosing A or B. I truly want to know which group you belong to. When we take a serious look at how the body naturally functions, we see that gentle movement does far more than simply make joints flexible. It triggers a cascade of biological responses that form the foundation of reducing inflammation and promoting recovery. Joints are living structures nourished by blood vessels and synovial fluid. Therefore, when the body moves even slightly, circulation immediately improves, delivering oxygen and essential nutrients to the tissues most in need of repair. This is especially important for older adults whose tissue regeneration slows and natural healing capacity weakens with age. Improved circulation also helps remove metabolic waste and inflammatory substances accumulating around the joints, which are responsible for persistent stiffness and difficult-to-control pain. Beyond blood flow, gentle movement stimulates the lymphatic system, a sophisticated detoxification network that lacks a dedicated pump like the heart. It only works effectively when the body moves. In people who are sedentary, particularly the elderly, the lymphatic system slows, causing fluid congestion, heaviness, stiffness, and chronic inflammation. A series of slow, rhythmic movements helps reopen this flow, supporting natural detoxification and reducing pressure on the immune system. When circulation is restored, tissues receive better nourishment, easing discomfort typically felt in the morning or after long periods of sitting. Years of clinical observation show that even simple exercises, such as small movements of the wrists, ankles, or knees, can improve the quality of synovial fluid, making it smoother and more elastic. This reflects a fundamental physiological principle: use it or lose it. Joints remain healthy only when kept in regular, appropriate motion. Conversely, prolonged neglect causes cartilage deterioration, reduced synovial quality, and weakened connective tissues. Gentle movement restores balance to this entire system without causing strain. Classic texts on detoxification and natural healing repeatedly emphasize that stagnation is fertile ground for inflammation. Conversely, circulation is the key to vitality. When the body stays in a state of steady, gentle movement, not abrupt, not excessive, it gradually regains internal regulation. Damaged tissues receive better nourishment, inflammatory responses soften, and pain decreases naturally without dependence on medication or invasive treatments. Thus, the biological benefits of gentle movement extend far beyond softening joints or reducing stiffness. They activate essential systems that allow the body to self-regulate, self-detoxify, and self-repair. This is the deeper reason why experts always recommend that people with arthritis maintain daily gentle movement as a core part of the healing process. In rehabilitation for people with arthritis, selecting appropriate exercises is crucial, as each form of movement exerts unique effects on the musculoskeletal system and supporting structures. Gentle, controlled exercises are recommended because they ensure safety for older adults while helping joints maintain or restore their natural range of motion. Slow walking, for example, is a simple yet effective activity in which forces are evenly distributed across the joints. A steady walking rhythm engages surrounding muscle groups at low intensity, increasing endurance and preserving flexibility in the knees and hips. Through continuous but non-strenuous movement, the body gradually warms up connective tissues and recalibrates its load-bearing mechanics. Stretching exercises, especially when performed in the morning and evening, prepare the joints for daily movement. These movements directly affect muscle groups shortened by prolonged sitting or age-related degeneration. When performed correctly, they reduce stiffness, improve tendon and ligament elasticity, and allow synovial fluid to spread evenly across joint surfaces. Another important mechanism is the stability stretching provides, helping reduce the risk of muscle strain or falls, common concerns for older adults. These small changes in soft tissues, though subtle, significantly contribute to recovery and sustained mobility. Among the safest exercise methods, swimming stands out. Water supports most of the body's weight, reducing stress on compromised joints. Immersed in water, movement becomes lighter and more fluid, allowing joints to operate through broader ranges without pain or excessive pressure. Water resistance acts as a gentle form of strength training, enhancing muscle power safely. This makes swimming an ideal option for individuals recovering from acute inflammation or those at risk of progressive joint degeneration. The key when performing these exercises is adherence to moderate intensity training. A body affected by arthritis has natural limitations, and pushing beyond them only worsens inflammation. Recognizing early warning signals, sharp pain, increased swelling, reduced mobility, helps prevent injury. The principle of listening to the body is not merely advice, it is a physiological foundation for stable recovery. When exercises are performed consistently, with proper technique and within safe limits, the body reestablishes healthy motor patterns, improving muscle strength, flexibility, and joint resilience. This is why experts emphasize gentle exercises as an essential component in supporting and maintaining mobility in people with arthritis. Many studies on overall health and organ interconnection identify the colon as a central determinant of the functioning of other systems, including the musculoskeletal system. When the colon fails to eliminate waste effectively, accumulated metabolic byproducts gradually enter the bloodstream, creating a silent but prolonged state of self-toxicity. These waste substances tend to settle in tissues with low resistance, and joints are among the most vulnerable structures. Recurrent inflammation in the joints, especially in older adults, is often not solely a mechanical issue, but originates from an overloaded detoxification system. Toxic buildup intensifies inflammatory responses, making surrounding tissues more sensitive to minor triggers, resulting in pain, swelling, and limited mobility. Classical materials on colon health emphasize that stagnation and elimination affects not only digestion, but also the integrity of connective tissues throughout the body. These tissues, including tendons, ligaments, and joint capsules, depend greatly on the purity of the interstitial environment to maintain elasticity and strength. When interstitial fluid becomes toxic, these structures weaken, increasing the risk of injury and prolonging inflammation. This explains why some cases do not improve despite rest and careful joint care. The root issue lies not in the joint itself, but in an overloaded internal environment. In this context, gentle movement becomes especially important. Slow, steady motion stimulates bowel motility, enhancing colon function. Lymphatic flow also increases, supporting the removal of long-accumulated waste. As the body begins to cleanse itself, systemic inflammation decreases, reducing pressure on the joints. Many cases of joint pain improve significantly, not because of direct joint-specific interventions, but due to a combination of gentle movement, lifestyle regulation, and strengthened colon function. Ancient detoxification texts describe this recovery as a restoration of internal order, where organs operate harmoniously and support one another. Furthermore, a cleaner internal environment allows damaged tissues to receive nutrients more effectively, increasing their recovery potential and reducing sensitivity to inflammation. Even age-weakened connective tissues retain some regenerative capacity when supported by a healthier interstitial environment. The interaction between colon function and joint condition demonstrates that arthritis cannot be understood as an isolated issue. It is the result of whole-body imbalance. Therefore, caring for the colon and maintaining gentle movement not only support the joints, but also contribute to restoring systemic harmony, forming a stable foundation for reducing inflammation and improving mobility long-term. Considering the overall relationship between movement and joint health, it becomes clear that recovery fundamentally depends on consistent, well-regulated motion. Joints are highly adaptive biological structures, and their ability to function depends greatly on consistent activity within safe limits. Prolonged immobility reduces synovial flow, causes connective tissue stagnation, and weakens nourishment, increasing the risk of degeneration. In contrast, gentle movement within appropriate ranges enables joints to maintain self-nourishing mechanisms, stabilize their structure, and support repair of damaged areas. This is not merely a simple mechanical concept, but a biological law of living tissues, where each movement serves as a signal, prompting the body to adjust and repair itself. Within this framework, gentle movement is considered a natural and comprehensive support method. When exercises are performed consistently, they enhance flexibility, strengthen muscles surrounding the joints, and reduce imbalances that disrupt movement. Consistency is crucial because the body responds cumulatively over time. Small daily efforts generate meaningful changes over weeks and months. This accumulation stabilizes the joints, reduces flare-ups of acute inflammation, and noticeably improves daily mobility. Intelligent movement is not defined by intensity or exercise type, but by the ability to recognize and respect the body's limits. Inflamed joints require close observation and timely adjustment to avoid overstimulation. Monitoring post-exercise responses and adapting intensity accordingly help prevent injury and maximize recovery. This capacity for self-regulation reflects an understanding of one's own biological mechanisms, enabling long-term sustainable exercise habits tailored to each stage of physical condition. Additionally, pairing gentle movement with a balanced lifestyle, including proper rest and routines that support detoxification, creates a solid foundation for reducing inflammation. The body operates as an interconnected system. When circulation improves and the internal environment becomes cleaner, joints are better able to maintain stability. This explains why natural methods, though simple, often produce longer-lasting results than approaches that focus solely on symptoms. Thus, a healthy joint is not the result of intermittent treatment, but the outcome of consistent, mindful movement. When gentle activity becomes a daily habit, the body maintains biological balance, inflammatory responses lessen, and joint function is preserved long-term. This foundation supports a holistic health approach in which movement serves as the key to sustaining flexibility and resilience over time. Joint recovery does not come from immobilization, as many believe, but from steady, gentle movement aligned with the body's capacity. When circulation and lymphatic flow are activated, joints regain the nourishment they have lacked, while the detoxification system operates more efficiently, especially when the colon is properly supported. These gentle movements are not merely mechanical actions, but biological signals that help the body restore internal balance, reduce inflammation, and maintain long-term mobility. Applying these principles allows anyone to build a healthier foundation over time. One essential insight here is that the body requires circulation to sustain its self-healing abilities. Incorporating gentle daily movement, along with a moderate lifestyle, colon care, and awareness of bodily responses, creates noticeable improvements in pain and mobility. What do you feel is the biggest obstacle preventing you from maintaining gentle daily movement? Share your thoughts in the comments so we can discuss together. If you want to receive an in-depth ebook on health and self-healing, fill out the form in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video so we can continue bringing meaningful content to support your health journey.